want to welcome you to the forum tonight. The topic is awakening from the dream. This discourse is going to be about two different levels of this. It's going to be about the awakening from where you are right now to the next level and the next level. It's going to be about the awakening of those that haven't even waken up as yet. They're still sleeping. We're going to discuss both as a training course for you to be the forerunners that will help those that have no idea what we would be talking about this evening. So let's start with you. The awakening process from the dream comes in many levels. Even though we believe that we are wide awake, we're not. We do not see the earth in all her beauty, in all her abundance, in all her magnificence. We don't see people in the way that we will see them eventually. We'll see their fields, their energy fields. We'll see the light all throughout that field. We will be able to have our sensory system expanded where we will be able to feel their emotions. If they're upset, you'll start to feel upset immediately, but you'll know that it's not you, that it wasn't from you, that you are picking it up from that other person. You'll be able to detect when somebody's fibbing to you, when somebody is trying to trick you, when somebody is speaking the truth. You will know an inner knowing because your clairsentience will start to develop. Some of you have that already. It hasn't been developed to its full potential, but that's coming. Awakening from the dream is such a delightful, magnificent journey, even though it's going to feel very different, and you're going to start to realize that the rules on each level that you're lifting to is different. As you're working along and keeping up with your emotions and all the things that trouble you, do not hold on to anything. You want to expedite this process. We are at the cusp of moving outside of what we have been witnessing here. And in order for the world to finish this job off, to move into this higher realm, those of you who are present here this evening and across the world that is listening to messages that is similar to this, you are holding the light for the entire planet. If we give in to the shadow and allow ourselves to lose the footing of where we stand today and keep slipping down into that shadow world, the valley of death in that prayer, Our Father, you will not be able to hold this frequency. We need a certain amount. The magic number of 144,000 is not, it's just representative of what the totality of the number would be. It all would be a dividing up of the full amount of people on the planet, and then you would divide that by a third. I don't know right now if that number that I just said would be accurate. That just came to me and I said that. So what I'm saying to you now is we have a very important mission that we have collectively. There is, I know of 100,000 people that are actually right where we are, right where this group is, holding this frequency, learning not to hold in your emotions, to let them out and let yourself be free so that you can keep lifting up into this higher frequency. Awakening from the dream is a step-by-step process. We are way ahead of the game right now, but we're nowhere near where we're going to be. So let's think about this for a few minutes. What is it that I can do to expedite this, to stay on track, to make it happen? And I say to you, simply live consciously. Be aware of the people around you, what they're doing. Why are they in my life? What am I looking at? What is that mirror reflecting to me? It isn't just them. It's triggering something in us. We have learned for so long not to want to look at our shadow. The shadow served us well. In fact, my higher self told me that the darkness serves the light to be a success. Because without that darkness, there's no comparison. And we would just be doing what we're doing without knowing that there's something better, something more beautiful, more holy, more sacred, more fulfilling. The awakening from the dream is a constant awakening. Each day that you go out there, you'll notice that things change. They're not the same all the time with even the same people. You feel differently. You feel charged with energy, or you don't. You feel completely depleted. The light that's coming in, it's coming in such a way that each one of you are processing it differently. For those of us that have a lot of blocks left in us, it may get a little painful in your body. Your backache, your headaches, your neck aches, your joints ache. That's okay. It's an indicator that there's work to be done. Nothing is going to come in for everybody the same way. Nobody's going to move out of the dream the same way. It's an individual journey with respect to you, the individual, the guides, angels, your higher self, your soul, everybody around you, all your relatives that love you, all those that went before you, and those great beings that are benevolent that came from other lands and other worlds to come in here and tag on to you to help you, to show you the way. They can't do the work for you. They can't. They want you to be a master of your own world. They want you to wake up, but slowly, because if it all of a sudden everything got moved away and you were looking at a whole new world that you never saw before, although it's all there, it's all there. We just can't see it yet. Some of us get glimpses. Some of us dream about it to get a glimpse, a little teaser, motivate us to go forward. Go inside, check it out, and no more will we say no, that we won't look. You got to be brave. You've got more goodness in you than you know. That's going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. You know what it is. You know how you love. You know what you do in your life to serve. But to awaken, we need more light coming in. We need those channels opened up. We've lived lives with lots of very painful moments. We know what loss is. We know what separation is and abandonment. We know what it's like to be lonely. Let's let all that go. We're lonely for our higher selves, that relationship with the divine. We're lonely because we don't have all of the gifts and talents that we know we had and we know that we used. We want them more than we want our next meal. But it can't happen unless we're clearing those channels out as often and as deep as we are willing to go. The process was written to expedite this. This is part of our ascension. Awakening from the dream is happening every time you get something and it all of a sudden you have this aha moment, or you read something that reminds you of something you knew in the past. It brings you more clarity about why you are who you are, why you operate the way you do, why you think like you do, why you are drawn to certain things with such passion and desire to know. That is awakening. To pull together all the lives that you've had that are pertinent to this moment and make it work for you. All those gifts and talents, all the training you've taken on any dimension, not just 3D. You've lived exciting lives in other countries and other worlds. All of that's still with you. And as you awaken from this dream, you start to remember and solidify it into your life now. You're going to see things you had no clue was right in front of you. It's going to blow your minds. It's all here waiting for us. All these benevolent beings walking around, they're already with us. We don't see them. Sometimes we feel them. Sometimes we wake up and we go, wow, somebody said something or I read something and I knew that already. Where did I get that from? You're going to training classes on the other side at nighttime, on the nights that you allow yourself a good night's sleep. Now, a few moments there would take the whole night here. So it's not like if I sleep 4 hours, was I there for 4 hours? There's no time outside of 3D. Imagine that. So you could be there for weeks, months, a year in your consciousness while you're sleeping in your bed. All of that will come to you slowly but surely, like everything else when it comes to spirituality. Everything has its time and its season. It's programmed perfectly, even though we are always wanting to rush forward. We want to play. We want to have all those great gifts again and be able to create with a thought. Yeah, let's do it, right? But what about when we slip up and we're thinking something negative, woo-hoo, or not so nice? I mean, really, really bad about something. We could blow it up. Not good. We've got to discipline ourselves with the spiritual cleansings and working on ourselves and being conscious of our life. And then that discipline will reflect in your behavior so that you will not You will not let yourself do it. You'll be so careful, even if somebody strikes you with the worst words you ever wanted to hear. It won't matter because you'll be disciplined. You'll have cleansed yourself of the anger and rage and all the hurt and all the sorrow. So it just leaves you in this state of peace. And in that peace, the dream goes away and the reality is shown to you. You start to live it, enjoy it. Then you don't want anything but it. That's what you have right in front of you now. Bring it into your work. Bring it into your home. Practice on your family and your friends. See what you can do in one day to bless yourself and everyone around you. And guess what? Everyone around you comes with you. They'll be lifting up with you, whether they do 1 ounce of work or not. It was our job. They just came there to hang around and keep us grounded when we were flying high, all out of sorts or thinking about things that just isn't what's going to ground you and get you really utilizing this dimension for all it's worth. It wasn't meant to be like a heaven. It was meant to show us everything we needed. It's our friend, as tough as it is. Some of us are having physical issues. That doesn't define you. As long as your soul is solid and you love everything and everyone, even the unlovable, doesn't mean you hang out with them, but you can love them from afar. Don't pity anybody. Love them. Know that they're in trouble, that they're suffering. They need help. And that love that you can send is the help that they need. They don't want you to fix them. They want to learn how to fix themselves so they can wake up out of the dream. So let's now look at those that are sleeping, sleeping away right now while all this is going on. Absolutely not paying attention because they can't. They're too scared. They are so fear-based and so in their heads. They will not wake up until they absolutely have something directly hitting them personally. I believe that's why the dream is going to go on for a while for those people that we're talking about. There are many people like this. Many. So somebody had to wake up first, right? Somebody has to be there to hold their hand or to speak gently to them, to ask them what they need to understand, not tell them what you want to tell them, not become the big, leader of the pack. They need to be very gently massaged out of this sleep state. They don't know anything about what you know. Think about it like a child, right? They've had no experience. They've lived in their parents' house and only interacted with a very small group because mommy and daddy had to work and they had to keep the kids in the little nursery schools. And so the kids only have a certain amount of experience. And that's the people that are going to wake up. They're going to wake up and look around and not even understand how in God's name everything came apart the way it did. Everything they believed in and had hope and security with will be gone because 3D is crumbling. It's disintegrating completely. I say, thank God. You will be the ones already awakened that will bring stability to these people. They have nobody else but us. There's thousands of us. There's more than thousands, many thousands that are just like you, each one of you with hearts of gold, doing everything you can with the people around you. But you see a lot of pain and suffering. You see people that are so disconnected, it's mind-boggling. It's hard to even fathom. It's not that their brains are not smart. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, a lot of people very much involved in academia, they have a big problem because spirituality isn't in a book that they can open and read. They live here. There are some that don't. I know some that don't. I know some that are here that understand what I'm saying. But a lot of the colleges, the graduate schools, the real high up educators have been programmed politically. And that's a problem. When you have an agenda instead of a life, when you hold true to very lofty ideas that aren't practical and they can't be used, they don't make any sense. And they don't fit into a normal life or a divine life. Think about it. People have principles and they have ideals. Ideals are wonderful, but are they going to be able to be fulfilled? When you wake up out of the dream in increments, it gives you a moment to pause, learn the rules of that next level up, open your eyes and take in what you see. All it's going to do is get more beautiful, more gentle. People are going to come together in a different way because they're going to need each other more than they ever did. We've always needed each other. If we can't see mirrors around us, we stagnate. Because in our mind's going to tell us, oh, everything's okay. That's not your problem. That's their problem. Don't worry about it. You're going to be just fine. No, you're not. All of us want to wake up. As much as sometimes a good dream feels good and we can soothe ourselves with a nice dream or a vision of what we would like to see come together and be part of our life. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the reality, coming into the full reality of what is here for you, each one of you. And those people that very shortly, because the squeeze is on in the world, it's hitting everybody in a little different way, but it's hitting everybody. The cost of everything, the confusion with all the political issues, all of the problems that you see in the world today is shaking everybody. How much tolerance do we have for that? There are those of us that don't. I can't stand being in pain. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be involved in any more of this chaos. And when you come to terms with that and make that decision, you are going to be absolutely amazed at how calm you're going to become. Because all those extra stressors that even if you think it's on the TV in the background and you're not listening to it, but it's there, It's there, and you're taking it into your energy fields. In order for us to actually let go of 3D enough to make it a powerful movement forward, we truly have to step back, concentrate on the things that are going to serve you to come out of this dream. So what do we do with the people? There are going to be all different stages and groups of people that will, in different age groups and in different environments, that are going to wake up first in a big number. And those people will be terrorized at what they see, not realizing it's their own miscreations and judgments and lack of taking responsibility for what has happened from them into the world. Those people are going to need the kind hearts of each one of you. They're going to need your embrace. They're going to need you to fill them with a feeling of security more than information. Once you get them to stabilize with the security, then prompt them for questions. Let them tell you what they want to find out. You see, because if you give information without them asking, they're not ready for it. They're going to reject it, and it's just going to put them back to sleep again. Let them tell you. There'll be 20 people sitting in front of you. Each one is going to ask different questions. You'll be able to answer them. You've been through it. You woke up and you had years of knowing. So you'll be prepared. There's nothing to worry about. It's that simple. You'll know what to do. You don't have to figure it out. You don't need somebody with a PhD psychology degree. You just have to have a heart and a desire to serve and a love for humanity. So when you're cleaning yourself out, why it's so important, you make room for that light, and then that light fills you so much that all you become, and I mean become, is a walking heart. The love of God in a body on the planet. Does that mean you sacrifice yourself? No. You'll find your greatest joy. You'll find your greatest joy. Some of you are working with children. Some of you work with adults. Some of you are with the elders. Some of you are working with your family. What condition are they in? What can I do to make a difference in my inner circle? What are my friends up to? Huh? Ask yourself, where can I be of help? You ask Father, you try yourself. Where can I be the most help? And you'll find that you'll be drawn there. You don't have to figure that out either. The Father and I are one. That's what Jesus said. So he came to show us the way, and he said, follow me. So if God is with you, who could be against you? Because everything will be orchestrated in a divine manner. Heal yourself first so you can be useful to others. And the very things that we need to heal ourselves will come before us. We think we're there to help those people, and we are, because we're a mirror for them too. But those two mirrors coming together will show both of us, right? On both sides of the mirror, what we need to see in that person. And the amazing discovery is you could be with someone and somebody else says to you, oh, that person, I wouldn't hang around them, blah, 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 blah. And then you get there and you're loving that person. You're having a great time with them. You can communicate with them. Why is that? Different karma, different issues that you're showing each other. Sometimes it isn't even that. It's two healed people coming together, enjoying each other, sharing our thoughts. And then we can sit there and go, wow, I really love that reflection of me. What a day. Makes me feel so good. And then when people show you their pain, you know in your heart, if I'm that upset in my body, or if my body starts to hurt, and man, I know that it's mine too. Remember, pain is held in all over your body. And it's because there's blocks there. The energy can't move there. What am I holding there? What's stopping that light from moving through me? Think back when somebody hurt you so badly. And then you'll feel that pain in, like, let's say it's in your shoulders. And you'll say, oh man, is that where I'm holding that? I'm holding the whole world on my shoulders. I've got all this weight on my shoulders. I think I have to save the world. I have to hold everybody up. I got to do everything for everybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to save yourself and let them learn to save themselves. Let them mature into their spirituality. We're not super women and men. We're not here to be Jesus Christ. We're here to heal ourselves, and we'll lift up everybody around us, our friends, our family. This is how we do it. We start right here with us. Our families start coming with us, our friends, they start healing, waking up out of this dream. They start getting real. They tell somebody, they tell them their story of how they healed. Then they tell somebody, and they tell somebody, until the whole world is going to heal. Share what you know, whatever works for you. If you see someone in pain, don't try to save them. Wait for them to say to you, I need help. I don't understand something. I saw that you got beyond that. Can you help me to understand? This is how we help each other in a divine way. They may get agitated at you because you're wrecking their dream. You're taking them out of the dream and you're showing them a reality of what's really going on. And then you walk away and leave them, and you bless them from afar. You send them light and love. Make it an everyday event. Start with those closest to you and work your way out from there. If we're drowning in our own energy blocks and fears, how can we tell somebody else? We have no authority to tell them to heal from it or to get better until we get better. And once we get better ourselves, we set an example that shines out from us. And people want a part of that in this crazy world that we're witnessing right now. I had a lady walk up to me And she said to me, "You've been smiling the whole time that you've been standing there waiting." And I looked at her and I said, "You can smile too." And she said, and she smiled and she started laughing. She goes, "I know I can, but I'm so miserable inside." So I said to her, "Has it always been like this for you?" And she goes, "No, every time I listen to the news, every time." I said, "So stop listening. Stop listening. Go play some kind, beautiful music that you like. Go do something that you enjoy. Find your pleasure. You'll find yourself smiling. You'll find that you'll feel better. You'll want to be out there. You won't be afraid." We have to remind ourselves and each other, we're here to support each other. All I do is remind you what you already know. So these people that will be waking up in different groups, different age groups, um, different countries, different society levels, all different groups will be waking up. And each one of you are in different careers and in different areas of the New York State and other states. And you will find that they will be directed around you. It won't be something that you have to go searching for. Always take care of what's right in front of you. That's all God brings to you. You don't have to save the world or go out looking to save the world, but do what brings you joy. Do what your heart tells you to do. God's speaking to you at all times. God wants us successful, just like a parent would want their children to be successful. You see, our Father loves us. It is the God of love. That's why Jesus came, to embody that love, to show us the way. I'm not saying to go around worshiping anybody. I'm just saying he came, he showed us, and he left. Now we're all here. What are we going to do? Are we going to follow in his footsteps? Are we going to allow God to use our bodies and minds to do good, to hold the light, to stop making believe we're okay when we're not, to stop taking on more than we can chew? They're going to need us. And wherever you are on this planet, they're going to come to you. They're going to feel the magnetic love that you are. They're going to be drawn to your heart, the center of love. And you'll just stand there and breathe and let God move through you. You'll know exactly what to do. But remember, don't try to save them. Be a support system, gentle, just like you would like done to you. Think about when you were down and out. Think about when you were at your darkest moment, the dark night of the soul. I've had 3 of them. What did I need? Think about that. What did I need? I didn't need somebody yakking in my head, that's for sure. I needed somebody to gently put their arm around me and say it's okay. We are the great hope of the planet. And when we put our minds and hearts to our mission to be that light, This world will wake up out of the dream. Everybody in their own time, in their own way. And when you ask God, can I be of help today? He will bring you maybe even one person. Can you imagine if you could help one person through a tough day? How that would feel in your heart. But never, ever put yourself second. You take care of your needs, and then you take care of others. Till we learn to love ourselves, honor ourselves, lift ourselves, we can't do a really, really good job for somebody else. They see you still have suffering in you. It may turn out to be a healing session for you. It's happened. It's happened. We're all here to help each other. Nobody forget about higher, lower, more advanced, old soul, young soul. Forget all that. Forget all that. There's no division. We have to think oneness. We're all moving along together, supporting each other so that we can be a support to those that are going to be waking up behind us. And you'll reach your hand back and help them up. Gentle, loving. And if you find in your heart that you could do this on a regular basis, the gift you give yourself every time you love somebody else comes right back to the sender. So you'll be blessing yourself with every blessing you say, with every blessing you do, everything, right down to your thoughts. I can hear thoughts every once in a while. And it's very interesting that it isn't matching what the person's saying out loud. But we don't think, we don't concentrate on what we hear inside our own head, thinking it's not going to hurt anybody if I think what I do. But if we truly discipline ourselves, we even hear that and say, not going to think it like that. I'm going to send a blessing. I'm going to send a blessing instead of a curse. I'm going to love no matter what they do to me. And boy, I'll tell you what, you will wake up from that. It will take you up a whole rung on Jacob's ladder. Because if you can overcome something that you had not overcome before, no matter how many times it hit you, it is a very, very good day. When you're hurt by someone, don't call it a bad day. Why? Because you got to see yourself in action. At some point along the way, I did that to them or somebody else. And they're gracious enough to show me. Don't kill the messenger. Be grateful that they came along. Don't judge people that are tough and rough and do certain things that you feel is not spiritual, because they got a job to do. And they were called to do that job. They might like it too much, being the perpetrator, but still, that's their job. And then it'll be their turn to feel the pain of it. Yeah. That's where we have to be honest with people. We do. You have to be honest. People respect you if you're honest. You don't have to be brutally honest, right? But be honest. Help them to see themselves. Don't hold back to being who you are. God created you to be that special being. Love yourself just the way you are. And that love is lifting you out of the dream. And when you open your eyes on another level, everything's so beautiful. Colors are so bright. You're still in the same environment. How could this be? It's because you're lifting. You're lifting out of 3D, out of the limitations that it has, and it has to have. Because we can't go rushing forward until we're ready. It would be so awkward, so awkward to be in a high plane doing what we do here, acting like we do. Sometimes it's comical when I see myself and I go, really, really, Barbara, that's the best you could do? I love each one of you exactly the way you are right now. Exactly. You don't have to change a bit for me to love you, because I know your hearts. I know your souls. That's what I love. Our personalities, they can be a little trying at times, right? Even for ourselves. But we're all experiencing life so that we can know everything, how to move through everything, how to lift through everything, how to master 3D. And you will be an ascended master too. You earn your PhD. Yeah. But you don't need it on a piece of paper. Your heart will show that you're a graduate. Awakening from the dream. It's a beautiful, slow process, and yet it's a process. It's happening as we speak now, every day. Smile, go for it, be brave, ask God to show you, ask God to lead you, inspire you. And yes, help me discipline myself, especially here. Watch what we say. We can hurt people just trying to make a little joke, you know, it still hurts. Making it humor doesn't make it feel any better. We're all sensitive, right? We all have feelings. And when somebody does that to us, it just, some people, it really crushes them. It just crushes them. You can release that from yourself. You can release that. Why did I feel so crushed when they said that? Do I feel that way about myself? And I would go immediately into doing a cleansing. It always happens for a reason, because we're all helping each other rise up at a 3D, all the pain and suffering, into the light and love of God. But you're not just learning love, you're becoming it. And being in the presence of love is why people would faint in the presence of someone the level of Jesus. You get weak in the knees when he appeared to us 3 times over the years that we were traveling. You can't even breathe. That love is so unbelievably unfettered. That's you too. That's you too. It's all you got to do is empty out the things you're not, so you can wake up every day from this dream a little higher, a little happier, a little kinder, a little more loving. And that graduate degree right in your pocket. It's a beautiful thing. My closing comment is this. depending on the amount of desire you have to lift out of this dream into the truth, into the divine expression, right here in this lifetime, that is what you'll get. The world is giving you everything you need to do this. Every person that will bring you what you need. It's your desire that will get you there. If you are sitting on the fence, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next month. I'm not so bad, I'm pretty good right now, I'm feeling pretty good. Then you won't move at the rate that you could. It's slow enough when it's going on target. So we can slow it down or we can keep on track. Desire is the key. Desire it more than anything else. Everything in your life will still be there. It's only that you'll enjoy it more. You'll start to feel better about yourself. It will lift you. You will see differently and hear differently. You won't make things up in your head and go, oh, I know he doesn't like me. I know it. I know it. No. Why would you think that? Because you don't like yourself. And get rid of that thought. You got to love you. You got to love you. Look in the mirror and go, I like you so much. You're doing great. Now, if I could lose a couple of pounds, if I could, get rid of, yeah, but love yourself, accept yourself, and you'll start to fall in love with everybody. And the people that hurt you deeply, when you forgive yourself for your part in it, you'll forgive them. It'll be easier for you. You see? Some of us, it was our parents that tortured us. Oh my gosh. Some of us, it was our husbands or our wives. Some of us, it was our kids that went all off track, no matter how hard we tried to keep them on track. Sometimes it's our grandchildren, the next generation, that is breaking us to pieces. We're masters in a human body. We are the light of God. Nothing can limit you or stop you. Use your desire in a right way, not human desire, divine desire, to become an awakened person. No more dreaming, no more waiting for her or him to show itself. And you're going to have fun. There's days when you're working, yes, but you're going to have so much fun because I can't help it. I get so giggly because I see the humor in my pathetic actions of my youth or even in my adult life. And I look at myself and I go, Barbara, anything that hurt you was because you did it to yourself. Nobody did it to you. They showed you. Oh, did they show you? And then it starts to become like, okay, so I'm my best friend and I'm my worst enemy. Okay, I'm going to choose best friend. Yeah. Forgive yourself for everything. You did your part. Even when you thought, oh my gosh, I'm not on track. What am I saying to that person? Why did I do that? Yeah, well, you were called to do that. And sometimes you're going to get to see how it influenced them. I had this person that actually came back and said, Barbara, and I said, oh God, I'm so sorry. I know what I'm so, no. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I had a reawakening. I realized it was me. It wasn't you. And the tears come down your face and they're crying and you're crying and everybody's crying, but it's tears of love, satisfaction, and joy. So with that, let us wake up together. Let us keep waking up so we're prepared for all those wonderful people that God's going to send to each one of us.